What's up, everybody? My name is Derek,
And I'm Kurt.
and welcome to Week 6 of our predictions. And today we're going to go over our Week 6 predictions. So, we're going to go over Week 5 and what happened in Week 5, and then we'll go over what happened, or what we think will happen in Week 6.
Yep. All right, guys. So before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to LD for leaving his predictions every week. That's awesome. Thanks for leaving your predictions. Also, guys, if that's the point of this video, us telling you guys our predictions and you guys telling us yours, whether we agree or disagree, it don't matter. Just leave your predictions. You don't have to give an explanation why you think one team's going to win or not. Just give your predictions. So shout out to LD for doing that. He does that every week. Let's get into it. So, guys, I don't want to make this too long, so we're going to kind of rapid fire these Week 5. Rams beat the Seahawks. We both picked the Rams. I don't think it. Yeah, it just sucks. Russ went out 6 to 8 weeks. Next up, Falcons versus Jets. The Falcons pulled it out. It's a London game. The Falcons won. If the Falcons would have pulled out that win last week against Washington, they would be 3-0. They would have won. Oh, not 3-0. They would have won 3 in a row. So that is something interesting. Also, Patriots over Texans. We both picked the Patriots, but it was a pretty close game. Davis Mills looked. Well, the Texans and Davis Mills put up 22 points. That was very surprising. Next up, Lions versus Vikings. I mean, what a game. Just what a game. Lions take the lead late in the game, and the Vikings just drive down the field and actually make a field goal. You know what I mean? Lions deserve a win or two. Definitely. Eagles versus Panthers. We both took the Panthers, and the Eagles won. Honestly, it was all because of that Eagles defense getting 3 interceptions. I think they even had like a blocked punt or something. Set the Eagles up like great field position every time. So that was, Eagles deserved it, I guess. Saints versus Washington. I think it was a close game at first, and then, well, obviously it was a close game at first, but the Saints just pulled away. I think I took the Saints last week. I can't remember. Titans versus Jacksonville. It was just a blowout. But
It was all Derrick Henry.
It really was all Derrick Henry. I don't think they even passed 20 times. If they did, they barely passed 20 times. We both picked the Titans, obviously. Jags are not very good. Buccaneers versus Dolphins. Bucks blew them out. And you know what? I got to say this. AB is just as good as he has ever been. He looks just as fast as he's ever been. I just feel like if he was on another team and had, he was the main wide receiver and didn't have three top wide receivers on his team as well, he might be the old AB still, put up those same old numbers, you know what I mean? Obviously, it would depend what quarterback he had and what offensive scheme, but AB is just as good as he always been, and I think he's been proving it this year. I think he's only played 3 games because he had to miss 2 because he got COVID or something, but, Buccaneers look great, AB looks great. Just the whole team looks amazing, except for their secondary. But next up, Packers versus Bengals. What was this game? You know what I mean? 5 missed.
No one wanted to win.
5 missed field goals. Come on, what was that? Steelers versus Broncos. Steelers pulled it out. I think we both. Derek, did you take the Steelers on this one last week? I think you did.
I think so.
Broncos started out 3-0, but at that time, every team they played was 0-9 combined. So. I don't know how good. It's hard to say how good the Broncos actually are. Also, I know a lot of people been on Big Ben and how he's been doing lately. But you got to remember, Big Ben's old. He's not a mobile quarterback at all. And they have one of the worst offensive lines. He's getting hit. He's running. When Big Ben has to do that, that's what do you expect? But the Steelers' offensive line gave him some time, gave him a little bit more time, and look what he did with it, man. He looked good. Bears versus Raiders. The Raiders, man. The first 3 weeks, they looked like one of the best teams in the league. Now, they look like one of the worst teams.
Middle of the road.
I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, the Bears pulled it out, just running their way to a victory. Chargers versus the Browns. I mean, what a game. 47-42. I mean, that's just insane. Did you take the Browns or the Chargers last week?
I think I took the Browns, but I'm not 100% sure.
I feel like I'm 100% sure I took the Chargers. Also, guys, we will have updated scores or like our prediction scores coming soon. We got to go through and get it all figured out. But the Giants versus the Cowboys. You got anything to say about that one, Derek?
It would have been closer if we didn't lose our whole team.
We literally lost the whole team. It definitely. I don't think you guys would have won, but I mean,
it would have been much closer than 44-20.
Literally lost the whole team, dang near. And the way Saquon got hurt was just poor guy. You know what I mean? 49ers versus Cardinals. Lance started. I didn't really watch the game, but I heard he didn't look very good. Cardinals pulled out. They're undefeated.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. I was going to ask, do you think they're as good as their undefeated record, Derek? And obviously you don't think that. I don't think that either. I think they should maybe have two, for sure one, maybe two losses. I mean, they're still a very, very good team. But we did both take the Cardinals. Bills versus Chiefs. This was honestly a surprising game how lopsided this was, wouldn't you say, Derek?
Oh, yeah. I mean
the Bills...
The Bills look good on both sides of the ball.
I mean, the
That
Bills...
is the biggest difference.
The Bills might have the best, if not the best, one of the best defenses in the league. But Kansas City, man, I don't know what's up with them. They're at the bottom of their division. They just look like they're struggling.
They should be called the Cheeseheads. Do you know why?
Why?
Because their defense is Swiss cheese, bro.
Oh, okay. That's pretty clever. But, yeah, man, the Bills took it to the Chiefs. The Chiefs just look like they're struggling. Speaking of the Ravens, the Chiefs should have beat the Ravens. But Colts lose to the Ravens in a game that the Colts should have probably easily won, almost, you know?
Dude, the Ravens are probably the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen.
I mean, they're still good, but they definitely do not. I mean, they should
have 3 less wins. Yeah.
They should maybe have only like 2 or 3 wins.
No, they should be 1.
They definitely should have lost to the Chiefs, and they definitely should have lost to the Lions. And you know what? They maybe should have lost to the Colts. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Ravens have got really lucky this year. But anyway, hopefully that wasn't too fast. Let me know what you guys think. Week 6, here we go. Starting off Thursday night, Buccaneers versus Eagles. Who you taking?
I'm taking the Bucs all the way.
I'm taking the Bucs too. If you look at Jalen Hurts' stats, like at the end of the game or whatever, they look good, right? But man, he just, if you actually watch the game, you can just tell he don't look good. You know what I mean? I think it was last week, right? He had 10 completions it was something crazy. Like I'm going to exaggerate here a little bit, right? But he had like 15 completions for like 50 yards or something like that. You know, he was just dinking and dunking like 1-yard dump offs and just couldn't get the offense going. You know, I don't know how I feel about Jalen Hurts, but anyway, we're both taking the Bucs on that one. Dolphins versus Jags. Who you taking, Derek?
I gotta take the Dolphins.
Gotta take the Dolphins. Interesting thing is, Tua is coming back. It is a London game, so those games are kind of weird sometimes, with like upsets and players going off, stuff like that. Tua hasn't played in a while. Maybe that affects him, but I'm still taking the Dolphins. Jags. The Jags. It's the Jags. You know what I mean? So I'm taking the Dolphins. This is another tough pick right here, but Vikings versus Panthers.
I am actually going to take the Panthers.
You're going to take the Panthers?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm going to take the Panthers as well. Like both of these teams I like both of these teams a lot. I don't know. The Panthers have a really good defense, and I think the Vikings have bad luck a lot of the time. So I'm just gonna go with the home team, I think, and I'm going with the Panthers. Next up, Chargers versus Ravens. Who you taking?
I am taking the Chargers. Like I said, the Ravens are probably the worst 4-1 team I've ever seen, and they should be 1-4 in my opinion.
Listen.
So I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
You've ever seen, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going with the Chargers too, man. I just like the Chargers this year. I mean, they've proved it. You know what I mean? They don't need to prove no more. They're contenders. You know, they're a great team. They're young. You know, they're just gonna keep getting better. So I'm taking the Chargers. I like Herbert too. I like their receivers. I like their running back. I like their defensive play. I just like the Chargers. Next up, Rams versus Giants. Who you taking, Derek? This is your team.
No, I'm taking the Rams only because the Giants do not have anything.
Oh,
they don't
that's
have
the
offense,
only reason.
Don't have a defense. If we had Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, and Kadarius Toney, I think it's a different story.
You think the Giants would win?
No, I think it's a different story.
Oh, okay. Anyway, guys. Yeah.
They're gonna get blown up.
The Giants. I mean, they are all messed up, man. But either way, I'm taking the Rams. All right, guys. Next up, we got the Texans versus the Colts. Who you taking?
I am taking the Colts.
Taking the Colts. I think the Colts are just an all-around better team. They looked pretty good against the Ravens. I'm taking the Colts too, but you know, the Texans could be a sneaky upset pick here. I don't think this one's going to happen, but I'm not saying for this week, but I could see that the Texans defense is a little underrated. I think they're better than what people think they are. And you know, that Texans offense proved that it can put up some points some weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if Texans get an upset sometime this season, you know, especially if Tyrod Taylor comes back and they play him. Because who knows, if Tyrod Taylor comes back, he might get them wins, and I don't know if the Texans want to get wins. I think they just want to tank. Let me know what you guys think they'll do. But next up, Chiefs versus Washington. Who you taking?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, huh? Okay.
Even though they have looked absolutely like dog water, I gotta take them.
See, okay, I'm gonna take the Chiefs too. I do like Heineke. Obviously, I like Mahomes better, but you remember in the beginning of the year, before the season started, everybody's like Washington, like the top 3 defense. You know what I mean? Maybe
now look
top 5 for sure. And you know, I think I saw this stat. They're giving up on average like 30 some points a game, and that's absolutely absurd. Especially going up against the Chiefs. I don't think there's any way the Chiefs lose this one, but you never know the way they've been playing. But I'm taking the Chiefs. Next up, Packers versus Bears. Who you taking?
I gotta take the Packers. I don't think there's anybody who would take the Bears in this game.
Yeah. I don't think who knows?
Isn't Justin Fields hurt as well?
I don't know. I don't know if
he tore his ACL or something.
Wait a minute. No, he didn't tear.
Dude,
no way.
He
no
did
way.
something with his leg, bro.
I don't know, but anyway, I don't think the Bears can run their way to a victory this time. I think the Packers just look too good. You can't guard Devontae Adams, just straight up. You can't guard him. And the Packers just are on a roll, you know. Rodgers, Jones, A.J. Dillon, Devontae Adams. I mean, yeah. I'm taking the Packers. Next up, Bengals versus Lions. Who you taking?
I am taking the Bengals.
Taking the Bengals, huh?
Yeah. I think I've taken the Bengals every week.
I feel like the Lions are a team that can upset at any week.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lions are defeated, right? They don't have a win. But they should have 2 or 3 wins now. Don't get it wrong. I'm going to go for the upset. And I'm going to take the Lions. How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I've taken them the past few weeks, and look how it's turned out.
you haven't gotten one right.
Exactly.
But I'm the one picking now, so I'm gonna take the Lions here. They just play tough every single week, and coming off a loss like that last week, maybe makes them play even better, even harder. I don't know. Next up, Cardinals versus Browns. Who you taking?
I'm taking the Browns. Cardinals get their first loss.
See, now here's an interesting thing, guys. If you didn't know, and he could get some negative tests and maybe come back. I don't know if the time range or whatever, but Chandler Jones is on IR for COVID. So that's a huge part of their defense. That's like one of their best defensive players. I don't know who you'd consider their best, him or Budda Baker. Maybe Budda Baker, maybe Chandler Jones. They're both beasts. But they're missing one of them. And he's like a defensive lineman or an edge rusher, and what are the Browns known for? Running the ball. And not having Chandler Jones is probably going to hurt them a lot. I'm going with the Browns, even though I don't want to pick the Browns. But I think the Browns are going to win this one. Yeah, I just got to go with the Browns. Next up, Cowboys versus Patriots. Who you taking, Derek?
Now, I'm going to take the Cowboys. But, remember we were talking about Trevon Diggs? That's his name, right?
Yep.
Did you know he's on pace to give up the most receiving yards?
I was going to say this. Now, guys, we recorded this once already, and the recording got messed up. But I was going to say, he has, like, the most interceptions in the league, right? People were going off, like, how, like, good he is. Like, MVP.
He's giving up a lot of receiving yards.
He's the worst in almost every category except for interceptions or something like that. There's a couple categories that he's done really, really bad in. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I still think he's an absolute beast, but
I think he gave up like 180 to Kadarius Toney the last game.
I think it was like 140, but who knows if that was all him. But I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like, is he as good as like everybody saying? I mean, they're talking defensive player of the year or something. I mean, I know
better than Stephon Gilmore,
T.J. Watt, Aaron
White,
Donald.
and like all that.
Yeah, people. That's how people are talking. But I saw that stat the other day, and I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. But I am also going the Cowboys. They just look great all around. I mean, they look like a real contender. I mean, I'm serious, for real. They look like a real contender. And then this next game, I'm not excited for at all, and I don't really care about. The Raiders versus the Broncos. I mean, I feel like it's two not very good teams,
Right.
But, those could always make for really good games. But who you taking?
I'm going to take the Raiders just because I have to take a team.
Yeah, just who cares? Just go on to the next one. Give me the Raiders, whatever. I'm going to take the Broncos. It's the home team. I don't know. The Raiders got a lot going on. Maybe that makes them play harder. Maybe they don't play very good because of that either, But I'm just going to take the Broncos. All right, guys. Next up, the Sunday night game, Seattle versus Pittsburgh. Who you taking? Remember, no Russell Wilson, and maybe still no Chris Carson.
I think I'm just going to go Steelers.
Gonna go Steelers, huh?
I think this is the first time I'm taking them this year.
No, you took them last week against the Broncos.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
This might be the second, or for sure the second, maybe the third time, but I'm taking the Steelers too, and it's the Steelers at home, and there's that Big Ben at home. He plays much better. I mean, much, much better, And especially if the O-line gives him time, I could see Ben tearing up that Seattle defense. I'm not sure. Who knows how it goes, but I am taking the Steelers. Next up, and last up, by the way, Monday night game, Bills versus Titans. Who you taking?
You know who I'm taking.
I do know.
I take my boy Josh Allen, my favorite quarterback in the league right now. Honestly, probably winning MVP this year. Gonna have the best record out of any team, and probably gonna win a Super Bowl.
If I had to put my money on it, I don't think I'd put my money on Josh Allen to win MVP.
Well, that's your money, not mine.
I mean, dude, how could you not give it to Brady the way he's playing? I mean, he's playing way better than Josh Allen.
Okay.
What's Brady got? 19 or 20 touchdowns and 2 interceptions? I mean, come on.
All right.
I mean,
whatever.
let me know what you guys think. And there might be another candidate out there, but I mean, come on. I mean,
I think most people are gonna say Kyler, but I don't think Kyler's played that well, to be honest with you.
I know, but if the season ended right now, it's got to go to Brady. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But anyway, let's get on. Derek, are you saying it would not go to Brady right now?
All righty, whatever you think, buddy.
All right, you know what, Derek? I'm not even going to argue with you because I know you're such a Tom Brady hater. I mean, I don't know. I went to go look it up real quick, and I saw the stats, and I'm like, comparison. I'm like, why am I even trying to argue with Derek right now? He's such a Tom Brady hater. It's ridiculous. But I am taking the Bills, man. They got one of the best defenses in the league. Their offense is on fire. Yeah, I mean, they're just all around on fire. They're all around good. The Titans have looked disappointing, you know. I mean, the Titans' offense, you know.
They lost to the Jets.
They did lose to the Jets. But, you know, the Titans' offense can put up with anybody. But they just haven't done that this year. The only person doing good is Derrick Henry. And everybody expected that. People expected a lot more, to be honest with you. But I just got to go with the Bills. They're just... The Titans, I don't know how I feel about them this year, you know. They lost to the Jets, like Derek said, but I'm going with the Bills, man. Once again, guys, let us know your predictions. We'd love to see your guys' predictions. You don't necessarily have to give us a reasoning of why you picked a certain team. Just let us know who you're picking to win. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.
Make the streams louder.